What you're about to hear and see will disgust you and nauseate you about conditions in some of the hotels in our country. In mid-June, I asked a friend who lives in Horseshoe Bend, Arkansas, to go down to the new Cedar Glade, formerly Hill High resort, to look at the rooms before I made any reservations. My family and I were going out to Horseshoe Bend for a family reunion. My mother had just turned 85. My friend did. The girl took her to a room, told her the rooms in that building were newly renovated rooms. My friend called immediately, and I called to make the reservations for July 4th through July 5th, and specifically asked for the renovated rooms. My daughter, two grandchildren, and myself were put into room 2121. I then made another reservation for my son and his family coming in on July 2nd through July 4th, and they were put into room 2122. Upon arrival on July 1st, my daughter was the first one into the room, and she turned to me and said, "I thought this was supposed to be a renovated room." I said, "Yes, that's what I specifically asked for." She knew immediately by the conditions of the carpets and sinks, etc., that the room had not been renovated. But at that time, we had no idea what we had been put into until my son checked in on July 2nd. Upon entering their room, his wife noticed a bad, musty smell. The AC wasn't working, TV wasn't working, and there was no phone service in either room. My son's wife went up to the front desk about the AC and was told that the AC people had just been out working on the units. It took my son some time to get the AC up and running. That night, in the middle of the night, their 20-month-old foster child had a bad asthma attack, and they had to get her out of the room. Because there is no on-site management at all during the day or night, and no one up at the front desk was there until 8 o'clock in the morning. The next day, myself and my daughter-in-law went up to the front desk to complain about the bad situation in their room, and had one of the girls come back with us to see the room, and she agreed that it did smell bad. We went back up to the front desk, and the two girls on duty didn't even know who to contact about the situation. They were clueless as to what to do. My daughter-in-law told them if they didn't do something to get them out of that room and the baby had another attack, they would be facing a huge lawsuit. So she was given a key to another room in the same building, and the room was just as bad as the one they were in. At that time, the maid came in and told them to put them into a room directly across the street from the one they were in. It was like a palace. The room was beautiful, and that is what I had originally asked for when making the reservations. Once the 20-month-old girl had the attack, my daughter knew something was wrong. And because she and her husband own a large mold inspection company in Georgia, she started to do some inspection in my son's room. And then also went to our room. What she found in both rooms was nothing less than slum conditions. The mold buildup that she found in both rooms was behind the wallpaper, and it was astounding. She not only took samples of the mold, which she knows how to do, she also took pictures of what she found. Not only did she find mold, but in my son's room, where there were two minor children, was a rat trap with poison still in it, of a picture she also took. Samples were then sent to their certified lab in Virginia, and the results came back. Our room, 2121, was worse than my son's room, with very high levels of toxic molds. To have these kinds of molds, the walls have been infiltrated with moisture for a long period of time. Needless to say, we all checked out early. I have primary pulmonary hypertension and mitral valve problems. Since returning, my lung situation has worsened considerably, as well as having severe migraine headaches. My daughter is having severe upper respiratory problems as well as, and also severe migraine headaches. We have seen a specialist 4 times. I have been on 4 rounds of prednisone. My daughter has been on many different kinds of medications to get her situation under control, and we're both still presently being treated for the exposure to these toxic conditions. My daughter's medical expenses as of today, September 1st, have already exceeded $1,000. She still has ongoing problems and will probably have to be referred on. I cannot believe that the health department is allowing this place to rent these mold-infested rooms out to unsuspecting travelers as we were. These are hazardous health conditions that people are being exposed to and must be investigated immediately, as not to put others at risk. I don't know what their deal is out at this place, as it cannot be found with the Arkansas Better Business Bureau. The only way I could file a complaint with the Arkansas Better Business Bureau was through their sister resort, Crown Point. My daughter called the Secretary of State's office in Arkansas to find out who the owner of this facility was, and they emailed her back that it was Crown Point Resort, owned by Decor Corporation. In addition to this, as I was coming into the room, I took particular notice of the AC units and had my grandson pull the cover off the fronts. The filters had not been changed in years. I brought this to the attention of a maintenance man who was also clueless, and he agreed they were very dirty in both rooms. Also, the day we checked into the room, as I entered the room, I caught my flip-flop on a piece of carpet and almost fell. As my grandson caught me. The carpet was so old that it actually tore some of the carpet away from the door. Also, walking on the carpet with our bare feet, our feet were black as if we had walked across black coal, which tells us the carpets had not been cleaned in years. This place needs to be closed down, as they are representing the Cedar Glade Resort as being newly renovated, but in reality, this is nothing less than deceptive business practices. I filed a complaint immediately with the Better Business Bureau of Arkansas once we found out who the actual owner of this facility was. Their response back was, and this came from Crown Point, Crown Point Resort has nothing to do with Cedar Glade or the condition of their rooms. They are completely different entities with different companies, so why would this complaint about room conditions at Cedar Glade be sent to us? Could someone explain this to us? I then came across an article from Area Wide News, a local newspaper out in Salem, Arkansas, dated November 26, 2011, written by Richard Irving, which tells how Crown Point became the owner of Cedar Glade, former Hill High Resort. It was originally bought on September 14, 2011 by Cooper Realty of Melbourne through auction. Then Paul Burnt, one of the owners of the Crown Point Resort, attended the auction, but he did not put on it a bid. Later, they had discussions with Cooper Realty, which led to his company's purchase of Hill High, now Cedar Glade Resort. I go down further in the article. It says they are going to be a solid owner who will put a lot into the resort and will promote it to make it successful, said Mayor Bob Burns, who is excited to know Crown Point has emerged as the owner of the former Hill High Resort, now Cedar Glade. According to this newspaper article, it shows that this is nothing less than deceptive and fraudulent business practices by Crown Point Resort denying to have anything to do with Cedar Glade Resort, when in essence they are the owners of Cedar Glade. In another article that I pulled up off the internet regarding Cedar Glade Resort, it says Cedar Glade Hotel is a 2-star superior hotel with an 18-hole executive golf course. Suites includes refrigerators. It doesn't say anything in this about how bad the hotel rooms are, not the suites. I also found a couple more reviews online regarding Cedar Glade, former Hill High spa and resort in Horseshoe Bend, Arkansas. I'll read a couple of them. I found it to be completely misrepresented on their website. The facility is dilapidated and unsanitary. The room was not clean, even by a motel type standard, and that is exactly what Hill High is, a motel, not a spa or resort. Another one is, the hotel is an absolute disaster, in all caps. The hotel is a complete disaster. The rooms haven't been updated since the early 1980s and needs to be dozed. There were nasty stains on the carpet and rusty water come out of the bathtub spigot. The concrete block walls accent the 25-year-old furniture and television perfectly. The old wooden door could have been broken down by any sassy 5-year-old with a swift kick. It also says online, our beautifully furnished, classically decorated rooms are a Cedar Glade resort trademark you won't want to miss. Rooms come complete with jacuzzi tubs, refrigerator, coffee service, microwaves, etc. Cedar Glade Resort is a perfect venue for anniversaries, wedding, honeymoons, business conference. We welcome you to a home away from home where you can relax comfortably and luxuriously. Here at Cedar Glade, our spacious modern rooms will leave you relaxed and refreshed among the best Arkansas has to offer. I emailed the governor of the state of Arkansas regarding these toxic situations, health hazard conditions going on at this facility. I also emailed the director of the Arkansas Department of Health, Department of Tourism, and many, many others. The Department of Health, the Arkansas Department of Health, sent an inspector out on July 20th to inspect this facility. And what came back was absolutely amazing. They weren't able to find anything. They observed a little bit of water damage and mildew around the shower grout. No sign of mold or cleanliness issues. Completely opposite of not only the samples that we took out of these rooms of the mold, but also the pictures that we took out of both of these rooms. I forwarded to the governor, to the director of health, to all these departments that I sent emails to, the copies of the pictures that we took, as well as the reports that came back from San Air Technology Labs from the samples of the molds that were taken out of these rooms. The state of Arkansas has turned a deaf ear to our complaints about the hazardous conditions that Cedar Glade is putting other people into who have low immune systems, compromised immune systems, lung problems. These are hazardous situations for people such as this. And yet they found nothing wrong. Pictures don't lie. Certified reports from a certified lab don't lie. But nothing gets done. I have sent emails to the Chamber of Commerce in Horseshoe Bend, everything, to bring this to the public, to open their eyes as to what they have going on out at this so-called 2-star superior hotel. My daughter and I continue to have health problems as of today, September 1st, from being put in, unsuspectingly put in to very hazardous health situations in these rooms. I am still seeing my pulmonary specialist. As I said previously, I've just finished my 4th round of prednisone, and I have primary pulmonary hypertension, mitral valve damage, and should never have been exposed to these types of conditions. Now we'll go to the pictures so you can see what we were in and reports from Sanair Technology Labs. The pictures that you're about to see is not mold that is visible to the naked eye. This mold was found all behind the wallpaper in both of these rooms. The baby's crib had been put up against the one wall where the mold was found behind the wallpaper, and she has a history of asthma and immediately went into an asthma attack just by being up beside the wallpaper. This is an analysis of the report that was provided by Sanair Technology Labs in Powhatan, Virginia. The following is an overview of the samples submitted, locations, and summary of analysis results. In room 2122, my son's room, sink room wall, heavy ascospores. Room 2122, sink room closet, rare mycelia fragments. Room 2122, sleep area wall between sink room and shower room, heavy Penicillium species. Room 2122, wallpaper from sink room wall, light ascospores, light Aspergillus species, and light Stachybotris species. Now we go to our room, 2121, closet area, heavy Aspergillus species, heavy Penicillium species. Room 2121, lower closet area sink room, light Aspergillus Penicillium, rare Titonium species, heavy Stachybotris species. Room 2121, wall left side of large mirror, heavy Aspergillus species. Sanair also provided the organism descriptions and health effects associated with the mold and fungi found in the samples contained in the analysis report. From here now you will see pictures that my daughter took of the mold that was found behind the wallpaper in both of these rooms. These are the pictures that were taken along with the samples that were sent to the certified lab to be evaluated. This is the first picture. This is another picture. Another. 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 Again. Another. Again. This is where the wallpaper was split. Here's another picture of the mold. Picture of the rat trap with the poison still in it, where there were 2 minor children in this room. Another picture of the rat trap. And the final picture is a picture of the rug. When I came into the door, I caught my flip-flop on a piece of the carpet and tore all the way back, which shows how rotten the rug was. These were supposed to have been newly renovated rooms we were put into. They were nothing less than slumlord conditions. We were totally misled by this facility. The Department of Health, again, has totally turned their back on a very hazardous health situation for those people who are very susceptible to conditions such as these. It has become my mission to get this out to the public so that people are aware of this place, Cedar Glade Resort in Horseshoe Bend, Arkansas, a very big resort area, fishing, golfing, but it's nothing less than slumlord conditions. And I want to do whatever I can to prevent others from being put in harm's way as we were.